Hi everyone, my name's Jules. I'm a speech pathologist of 17 years. The question was around, should I wait and see with my child? Should I get them assessed? Should I just wait? I'm getting different information from the doctor. The thing with the wait and see approach is it's now outdated. So no one's using that anymore. And if someone has told you, yes, they can see some differences or delays, and you can see that as well, and they say to you, just wait and see, that's actually really negligent advice, because if your child does have some difficulties with their milestones, or they're not reaching them at the age that they are and are kind of typically meant to, what you're essentially doing is not intervening. So you're just waiting. So the wait and see approach, throw it out the window. Doctors don't advise it anymore. And what I used to see was a pattern of people coming back a year or two later, really disgruntled, really upset that they were waiting. I'm going to replace waiting with doing nothing. The opposite, or what you could do if you are seeing your child needs some support in these early years, or even if they're older, is to go and get a speech and language assessment. In Australia, they're free. So if you're in early intervention, which is like under 6 or even under 7, you just contact your local community health. It just answers the question that you're asking yourself and probably asking everyone else. Is my child's speech and language on track for their age? And do they need some support? A lot of people are maybe a little bit scared of getting the answers, and so they get trapped in the loop of asking people, getting advice from people who don't know what they're talking about. And it can be really frustrating and quite damaging. So don't wait and see. That was never an option. And it's basically the same as just doing nothing. At some point, if your child does have those needs, they're going to still be there. And you're then going to have to address things later when things probably cost more. You've already eaten into your early intervention years, and you're going to have that built up angst and frustration. I can't tell you how many parents have lamented about their educator or their GP or even their pediatrician who just said, just wait and see. Or even worse, oh, yeah, I can see something, but, actually, you know what? Don't worry about it. You know what? Actually, you're seeing it and no one else is. So the people who go out of their way to kind of gaslight parents or try and make them negate or question that feeling that their child may have some differences or difficulties, that can actually be worse. At least with the wait and see, they're like, yeah, I can kind of see something, just do nothing. Whereas the other people, due to probably ignorance or lack of information themselves, are likely to basically tell you it's all in your head, which is sometimes even worse. The end result is most people don't know what they're talking about. That can even be educators. That can be directors with years of experience. You're going to want to go to a speech pathologist, have a standardized assessment. They are, I was seeing if I had one here. They're literally books. All right. This is not the assessment, but it's something that it looks like, where you would be like, oh, there is one person, there are lots of, and the child might say people or children. So it's literally like a turn-taking game with pictures and toys. Like I said, this is not an assessment, but it's very similar. Okay, there are no side effects, negative side effects to having speech therapy or having a speech and language assessment. The clinicians are lovely, trust me. They can give you the answers you need. They can help you with support. They can put you in the right direction to access early intervention. I've only ever heard people say, I wish I had accessed speech therapy sooner, or I wish I knew this earlier. Like, why didn't anyone tell me? Or I wish I knew there were things I can do at home to help support my child's communication. It would have been so much easier. So I've never heard someone say, oh, I wish I hadn't started speech therapy earlier, or I wish I hadn't done that assessment to get the answers I needed. So really think about that. If you are a parent or a grandparent or an auntie or an uncle that's querying a child's development or their communication skills, go and have an assessment, go and get the support you need. even if you're in an area where you have to pay, save up that money. It is well worth it for a myriad of reasons. It's going to be such a relief for you and your family to get that information. I have assessed children that were within range, and the parents were like, I'm so glad I know now. You know, that's helped me. That's helped me see. I have a free download of speech and language milestones from, I think it's 12 months up to 5 years. So you can check off that list at home, download it, or just read it on your screen or tablet and get the answers, get the supports you need. My goal is that all children under the age of 5 get the help they need, because that's the time they need to access it. Okay? If they need help, it'll always be there. But you could only really make use of the early years if you jump on them and you're proactive. So get educated, get support, speak to a speech pathologist. We're here to help, and we love seeing children and families. It is not scary at all. And if you have questions, definitely reach out and let me know. I'm happy to answer them.